All right, y'all. It's literally the 8th of July and it is 11:41 p.m. So I am recording this on a different day than the day I made the initial video. So I'm making this segment to attach here at the beginning of the video as you guys are hearing me record this, because I want to kind of hammer a point home that I don't think that I touched on really much throughout the initial video. So I just want to kind of make this quick point, right? This is a point that I also made back when Sparking Zero was on its way out, at the time that it was being aired all over YouTube and stuff like that. When it was on its way to coming out and people were criticizing the game and stuff like that before it came out, I was literally going on with the point of why critiques of a game before it come out is actually very important for gaming companies or companies in general. When you look at things from a business aspect, it is a completely different ball game from being on the side of a consumer, where you're just like, I don't care if it loses 90% on Steam, or I don't care if it loses 90% player base on PlayStation, or I don't care if it loses 90% on or Xbox. It's a very, very good business strategy for companies, which is why they release things like trailers and things like that for games. It's not just so people can be like, oh yeah, this is going to be really good, because that's not what they're trying to tell you when they release trailers. They're not telling you that the game is going to be good, and they're not telling you that the game is going to be bad when they release these trailers. They're releasing these trailers to kind of just showcase what they got in production at that time. So as you can see on the screen right here, it says, can you explain to me why fans of a specific gaming franchise and their criticisms of games are important to gaming companies, and why they value critiques of gameplay trailers and demo gameplay showcasings from their fans before the game fully releases? Okay. Now, again, I've been saying this even when Sparking Zero was getting ready to come out. I literally argued the point that criticism of video games before the game releases is a very good thing for gaming companies. And again, I clarified this in the primary video that I understand that people can also use this time of where people are criticizing the game to also hop on a hate bandwagon or hate brigade for the game to gather or garner likes and clicks. Now, I understand that that type of stuff happens, but a lot of us aren't doing that. And I feel like you guys who are hyping up the game and just deeming the game as good right now, and that it's going to be just heat right now, are already doing the same thing that you guys did with Sparking Zero, and the game did not do so well, which I've also shown the statistics on that game via SteamDB. So I just want to go ahead and say again, or preface this again, that critiques of a game are actually important for businesses, whether it's restaurants, whether it's movies. Like, do you guys remember that first reveal of the live action Sonic movie that they very first came out with, and how upset that people were with the trailer? It made the company who was making the movie change the way Sonic's design looked. It made them change it. That's a perfect example of why critiquing the game is important. I just want you guys to understand this. So I'm here on ChatGPT with this question, so we can look at why it's important. And this is why I really dislike the fact that people are trying to silence others for criticizing what they see on display or what's being showcased as far as Xenoverse 3. And they're doing this without validating the points that are being made, which one of the points were that it has a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot mechanic in it, which I have clips to prove that.
We'll see that in action in a second as well. But I would love to tell you first that Soul Switch
to solidify that they're correct on that critique. People also were saying that it looks like a MOBA, which I have a clip to show you guys why they're saying that it looks like a MOBA. The UI that they showcased, whether it was a parallel quest or a raid boss, it doesn't really matter. It's the UI that they're looking at. It gave them MOBA vibes. And I play MOBAs, but I have a clip showing you guys that it does look like a MOBA. It has a MOBA UI. And with the cooldown dials there, that is in alignment with a MOBA, okay? And I'm going to show you guys the clip of that. But another arguing point or critique point is that it has the breakers mechanic.
Dragon Change is one of the few ways that survivors can use their power against the raider. Survivors can equip up to 3 Transpheres, a sphere that contains the souls of super warriors. Dragon Change can be activated by collecting a certain amount of change power on the field, allowing you to fight with the power of a super warrior for a short time.
But a lot of the actions that you do actually restore ki automatically. Oh, here's the soul switch, by the way. We're going to become Trunks for a limited time, 41 seconds, according to the bottom left. And that is going to change your melee attacks. That is going to change your supers as well. And that's going to change your ultimate.
Off the transfer as a whole, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I honestly think they look pretty good on my character.
And for some reason, they are going around saying that, oh, they're trying to say that it plays like the Breakers, or they're trying to say that it plays like Kakarot. You know, and it's like, dude, you guys are really, really reaching with those critique points when they're just merely trying to say that it has mechanics from those games. Like, just stop the overreaching and just listen to what they're saying, and stop doing this whole thing because C-Reacts or Slow Plays says something that automatically deems everyone else as haters. Just because you guys binge watch videos that appeal to what you want to hear as far as Xenoverse 3, mitigate the possibility of being disappointed. What that does is also encourage delusions, because what I just listed that they said is actually true. I was able to go back to old Kakarot gameplay and literally pull fights that I've had with NPCs that reflect the same style of combat in Xenoverse 3. So I don't get why they're doing this, but enough of my rant here, because I just literally went on a rant and that's not what this is for. So I want to just go ahead and hit enter on this, right? I'm not going to read every single thing, but I want to just kind of skim through and make points if I can make them, right? So let's hit enter on this so we can see why it is important, why critics are something that businesses actually care about. Criticism of any product is something that businesses, companies care about. You guys are just consumers, so you guys don't see it from that perspective. And I just think that you guys are really, really, really not understanding that they don't see what you guys see. They might put something in the game that they don't know that you guys will accept unless you critique it. So you guys don't really understand from a business aspect what you are doing. If you glaze everything that comes out, how are they going to appeal to everyone else who might not like something that they put out? They can't just satisfy you. They have to satisfy everyone, not just you guys who just don't care about what they give you, who would take hot garbage over anything. You see what I'm saying? You just thirsty for new Dragon Ball content, so you don't care about what you get. So let's go ahead and enter, shall we? So again, we're not going to read every last single thing here, but I just want to go ahead and skim through and make some points. Right out the gate, right? It says, yes, this is actually one of the most important relationships in the gaming industry. While not every piece of criticism is useful, thoughtful feedback from fans can save a company millions of dollars and even determine whether a game succeeds or fails. Here's why companies care so much about fan criticism before a launch. Fans are the people most likely to buy the game, okay? A lot of these critics are people who actually played all of the Xenoverse games. Majority of the people criticizing Xenoverse 3 are Xenoverse players, Xenoverse fans in general, and they just want to see the game come out good so they can enjoy the content. They didn't say that they wouldn't buy it just because they criticize it. They're not hypocrites because they criticize the game and still buy it. Here's why companies care so much about fan criticism before launch. Fans are the people most likely to buy the game. Again, I just said, it's speaking about people who criticize it. They're most likely are the people to buy the game. The core fan base is usually the first group to purchase a new entry in a franchise. These players have invested years, sometimes decades into the series, know what made previous games successful, notice changes immediately, are often the biggest advocates or the biggest critics. If longtime fans reject a game that can hurt launch sales, word-of-mouth recommendations, and long-term player retention. 2, gameplay trailers are essentially market research. When a company releases a gameplay trailer or a demo months before launch, they aren't only advertising, they're also measuring public reaction. They watch things like likes versus dislikes, comments, social media discussion. See, this is common sense. I don't understand why you guys are trying to police what the critics are saying.
We are security. Ain't that a bitch? We are security guards here.
Oh, because they're not saying what you want to hear. Oh, they're haters. You guys don't understand business. You guys don't own businesses. So of course you guys are not going to see it from the company's perspective. They don't care about people critiquing the game. Only you guys care.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I don't get this. It does have a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot mechanic. It does have a MOBA style UI. It does have a Dragon Ball The Breakers mechanic in the game.
Dumbass! You dumbass! You're a dumbass! Such a dumbass! You're an ass!
Okay, to the critics, there is a lot wrong with that because they don't want it in the game. It's not Xenoverse-like. That's not Xenoverse-esque. So of course, it goes back to what was said up here. They have invested years, sometimes decades into the series, know what made the previous game successful, and guess what? Dragon Ball The Breakers was not successful.
You fucking dumbass. I'm telling you, the average human being is literally fucking stupid.
Okay, Dragon Ball The Breakers was not successful. So when they're complaining about the soul change, they're complaining about a mechanic that was put into another game that wasn't successful. And then they're like, well, it plays similar to Kakarot. Dude, I got gameplay that shows it. It looks like a MOBA, like it looks RPG-ish. I got a clip that shows it. Like Naruto the Boruto Ninja Voltage is a mobile game that I used to stream back on my alt channel. And I literally got a clip that I'm showing you guys. Fans often notice problems developers become accustomed to. Developers may spend years working on the same project. Because they're so familiar with it, they can become less likely to notice issues that stand out to someone seeing the game for the first time. Fresh eyes can reveal things like, unclear user interfaces, repetitive animations, poor visual effects. Criticism can prevent expensive mistakes. Demos and beta tests exist partly to gather feedback. That's the reason why they have I don't know if it's called an anime expo or whatever, but they have an expo going on where people can go out and actually test the game for themselves. And you know what's crazy is that they're likely not going to get anything different than what was played by Globku. What Globku played, President Rose is going to go out there and pre-test the game, and SixWorld said he's going out there to pre-test the game, and they're likely not going to get anything different. They're going to most likely experience the same gameplay or the same demo that Globku experienced. What I'm trying to get at here is that critiques of games are okay. You guys need to stop policing what people say.
We top flight security of the world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world. They need security in the world, Craig.
Just because they're not saying what you want to hear, that does not make them automatically a hater. People can critique something because they care about it as well, but because you guys literally sit down and binge watch videos that only appease to what you want to hear, which are nothing but videos that call people who critique the game haters, you're going to be naturally regurgitating the same information. And I just feel like ultimately that's disingenuous. Something else I want to mention before I close out this segment is the fact that Rhyme Style literally took to Twitter to complain about the cooldown gauges by literally stating the words, "Yeah, nobody asked for a clock," which means he doesn't like the cooldown system. If him saying this wasn't enough to convince you that the cooldown system in general is literally a bad approach to the game, then I don't know what to tell you guys. But cooldowns for a Dragon Ball transformation is outright diabolical. Cooldowns should remain with MOBAs, RPGs, and etc. Implementing this mechanic into a game that's supposed to be a successor to Xenoverse 2 when people didn't like this exact same mechanic in Xenoverse 1 completely regresses the game in a sense, in my opinion. You guys need to understand that this game is going to have you on a leash, and you're going to realize this when you get the game. You guys are going to miss the freedoms you once had. A lot of the fighting mechanics that made your CAC unique to your playstyle is going to be completely nerfed, you'll begin to realize that your CAC is far more powerful than the one that you're going to have in Xenoverse 3. Your old CAC, yes, the one in Xenoverse 2 is going to be more powerful than the CAC you're going to have in Xenoverse 3. And another question is, why not show us some character creation, outfits, QQ bangs, all the different things we could add to our character to make our CAC stand out? Give us something of that nature. I hate to say it, but it just doesn't look like that's gonna be something we will get to enjoy in Xenoverse 3. And again, these are all my opinions, and I'm not the only one who feels like this game isn't going to be what we think it's gonna be.
I just got done playing Xenoverse 3, dude. Just got done playing. All right. I ain't gonna lie, man. It do feel, all right, it's different, okay? It is very different from Xenoverse 2 or the Xenoverse series. It is a very different game.
From Xenoverse 2 or the Xenoverse series, it is a very different game. It is a very different game.
It is totally different. Trust me, okay? It just, a lot of the things in it just feels kind of like, I can't really explain it, man. Like I said, I only had 15 minutes to play, so I didn't really explore it, bro. You can do different stuff. In this video, I definitely tried to do everything in Xenoverse 2. You can key cancel and things like that, but it's like weird. I got that for a video for y'all tomorrow. I didn't really try to key cancel in this because, like I said, I was being like super rushed, but you can do it, but you have, the animation kind of stops it. But I just feel like the game feels a little bit slower than Xenoverse, man. I do see people having a mixed opinions on it. Even when I was there, I saw people have mixed feelings on it, bro.
Xenoverse 2 may as well be its own continuity, and Xenoverse 3 is its own continuity as well, because at this point, it's literally completely, as they say, a completely new experience, even though it shares mechanics from 3 other Dragon Ball games and has MOBA aspects. Literally has a Dragon Ball The Breakers mechanic, elements from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, mixed with some Xenoverse, laced with some MOBA elements, and a MOBA user interface. And what's crazy is even Syxtorld's girlfriend saw him watching the gameplay, and she literally asked him, what mobile game is that?
I'm literally sitting there watching the trailer, and my girl's like, what mobile game is that? Because she saw Piccolo. She's like, oh, I remember him. What mobile game is that? I seen a lot of people tweeting out shit. I seen Romstyle tweeting out shit. He trying to be all like, he kind of backpedaling now. I seen Syriax tweet out, he backpedal. They all backpedaling. They seen that gameplay. Normally they be addressing the haters. You guys didn't even say anything. They're not saying that no more. They're not saying that no more. They can't.
I know, right? Crazy that she would even say that. And you gotta ask yourself, why would she even think that it was a MOBA game if it didn't look like a MOBA game? And again, I play MOBAs, and it literally pops out the numbers when you attack enemies. And when you hit enemies with an AoE style super, or just an ult or a super aimed at a group of enemy bots, you'll see that just like a MOBA, it does the same thing with all the damage numbers flooding the area of the attack, which is not needed in the Xenoverse game. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see that, and nobody, and I mean nobody, asks for that. And just like Rhyme can argue what nobody asked for, then so can the rest of us argue what we didn't ask for or don't like. So at this point, you guys need to stop calling people haters and actually look at what was shown to you for the 3rd to 4th time. They've shown you guys a gameplay demo that literally Globku and Steedoge already covered, except the only small difference is that Bandai just let 3 different people play through the same demo. No character customization demonstration or PvP against each other or any of that. They literally showed you guys the same parallel quest raid boss battle mission 3 to 4 different times. And how many times do you need to see that to be sold on the game? Why not show us something else? And I don't want to hear nobody saying, oh, you gotta wait for more gameplay, because no, they just did that. And it was literally the same gameplay, just with more dialogue to it, explaining the mechanics, which we've seen visually already. And the comments during that stream were going crazy, not gonna lie, and y'all should go watch the replay. But anyway, and what's also crazy is that I saw a moment in Perfection's video where Trunks did his ultimate on Broly and he didn't even move.
Premium tier breakers. They gave you the anime shader for breakers. Look how low effort Broly looks. Yo, Broly didn't even move. Did Broly even move with that animation? Did Broly even move with that animation? I can swear he did not even move that animation. Let me go back. I swear when Trunks grabbed him, it didn't even look like Broly moved. And it didn't even look like he moved with the animation. I gotta see that. Yeah, Broly didn't even freaking move. No, this game is actual dog water, bro. No.
Yep, it's your boy.
Broly, did y'all see that trash? Broly did not even move with the ultimate, bro.
I got it.
And this is a shined up turd they decided to show this community. Look at that. Broly doesn't even move. Broly just freaking stood there.
But hey, this game is the game of all ages. This game is better than Xenoverse 2, I guess. All I'll say is open your eyes and really take a look at what you've been shown. And you tell me, does what you've been shown in the demo they've shown you look like a game that's gonna be the game that's gonna cook Sparking Zero, let alone be able to hold a candle to Xenoverse 2? Just look at all the fans of the Xenoverse franchise express with their comments the concerns they have about this game. Why do y'all keep dismissing what they're saying as hate when they make valid points? And now that you guys see that Rhyme Style and SiriX are here making complaints about the game as well, rather the big or small complaints, why aren't y'all calling them haters for their comments? Where are y'all at with the comment about the game not being out yet towards what they're saying here in these tweets? But let somebody like Perfection and Natural Selection say something like this and y'all will be all in his comment sections calling them a hater. But I don't see y'all doing this to SiriX and Rhyme here. You even got Globku here calling Xenoverse fans delusional. And whether the video title is clickbait or not is questionable. But the fact that he said that and he didn't receive any hate whatsoever for that is just wild to me. But let it be somebody who's not a Rhyme Style, a SiriX, or a Globku, and they'll be accosted with your hater comments when again these critics just want to see the game be successful. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop your comment down below if you agree, you disagree, what's your stance on everything, how do you feel? I would like to know. Here's the video.
Oh, please let it be good, nigga.
Could be some groundbreaking stuff right here.
All right, YouTube. What is up, guys? It's your boy, Black Sasuke, man, back at y'all with another video. This video is going to be a little bit different, I guess. I don't think it's really different, so I guess I shouldn't say that.
Please go to bed, bro. Please go to bed.
But I just want to talk about this topic with Xenoverse 3. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because, you know, everybody's been going on this whole tirade of like, I'm just tired of hearing people saying, oh, you're a hater all because you criticized something that was publicly shown to you. You were publicly shown something, but you don't have a right to talk about it. The thing is what I don't understand is people don't realize that the word criticism doesn't mean that it always has to be negative. Criticizing something can be in light of positivity or negativity. Both of them are a form of criticism. When you say something good about something, that's criticism, but it's just positive criticism. If you criticize something negatively, that is negative criticism. So this whole idea of, oh, well, you haven't played the game yet, so you can't criticize it. You hadn't even bought the whole game or played the full game yet, so why are you criticizing it? If they didn't want nobody to criticize the game or criticize what they see, then why the hell did they put it out there for us to criticize it in the first place? I'm just saying. But to sit there and keep always dismissing people, or to keep dismissing people saying that they're haters all because they don't say what you want them to say, or they don't say stuff how you want it to be said, or they're not one of the big wig YouTube content creators in the Dragon Ball community, that they're just haters because again, they're not saying what you want to hear, like your big YouTubers like SiriX and Slow Plays and all of these other people who would literally say every Dragon Ball game that come out is good. They do it all the time. Sparking Zero came out. When people were saying that it was bad, it was gonna be terrible and stuff like that, I made a video talking about this very exact thing where players or the Sparking Zero community at that time were literally dogpiling people all because they said that the game was bad. They just had negative criticisms about the game, which is okay. But I don't think you guys understand why criticism is actually a good thing for businesses. Businesses need critiques. How would they know if the community likes something or what they should change if no one ever criticizes them? When restaurants open and they serve a dish, they don't want people that are coming there and just say, oh yeah, it's good even though it's bad. Or if they put out a sample for them to try, they just say it's good and walk away, but in their mind they saying it's bad. It tastes bad to them. them. If I was any type of business, I would want people to tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like something I'm producing, tell me the truth. Don't sit here and glaze me just because I'm a multi-million dollar, billion dollar franchise. I don't want no glazers, bruh. I want people who will be transparent, who will tell me the truth and let me know how they genuinely feel about something I showcased. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all not realize that we are on a platform where content is subject to criticism? Do y'all not realize that we are surrounded by content creators? We're surrounded by our peers who are content creators. So what do you think we're supposed to do? If they didn't want nobody to criticize what they put out, they would have just kept it to themselves. You don't think that these businesses know that they're going to be criticized? I don't get that. I don't get that. Oh, because I don't like that they showed a parallel quest instead of showing us character creation. I'm a hater. I don't get that. It don't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all that people got this idea that we're supposed to like everything that we see, or we can't criticize something because they showed us only a certain amount of something. Don't you know that people can judge a car before they even drive the car? Don't you know that when you go to car lots and they ask you, do you want to test drive this car? You haven't owned the car all the way. You hadn't had the car a whole month. They let you test drive the car up the street and back. Come back and be like, you know what? I don't want that car. The shocks might be really, really good. You know how you get them cars that got the really, really good shocks and you can feel every nook and cranny in the ground from the shocks that they're so good. That person takes it back like, nah, I don't want that. I want an SUV because it sits higher and I don't have to feel the shocks all that much. What the car dealer gonna say? Oh, you hadn't had the car a full month, so you're judging it too soon. You can't criticize that. You can't tell somebody they can't criticize something that was put out there in their face to be criticized. Criticism is what we need in society. It's just like when the first ever live action Sonic movie came out, everybody remembers this. But when the first ever live action Sonic movie came out, bruh, do you know that these niggas literally, they dogpiled that trailer so hard, it made the creators change it? That's because they actually cared about what the community was saying. You know what I'm saying? They actually cared about it. So if criticisms don't matter or critiques don't work, or don't matter or don't change anything, then why am I able to bring that up as an example? We're back to this whole narrative again. We're back to this again. When this already happened with Sparking Zero. It just happened with Sparking Zero. They did this whole, it hasn't come out yet, it hasn't come out yet. You can't say that when it hasn't come out yet. I kind of wanted to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on in the Dragon Ball community with this whole Sparking Zero thing, you know what I mean? It seems to be a problem that people can't negatively criticize the game as much as they so please, but yet you got all of these people hyping the game up, but to the contrary of that, they don't like when people criticize the game. From their perspective, you can't criticize the game because it hasn't come out, but yet they can be happy and hype about the game when it hasn't come out, and they can speak highly and good about the game when it hasn't come out.
Hell no, man, what the fuck?
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 been out for 10 years, nigga. And Sparking Zero been out for 2 years, and Xenoverse 2 is doing way better right now with its player base than Sparking Zero right now currently. I've shown this on the last live stream. I don't get you people. You haven't played it yet, so you can't criticize the demo. It's just a demo, bruh. It's just a demo, bruh. They did the same thing with Sparking Zero. They showed us a trailer and people were criticizing it just for the game to not be doing good right now. So what's your excuse for that? Oh, the game hasn't come out yet? Can't use that. The game is out. The game was already on its way out when we was criticizing it, and the game is out now, and we were criticizing it already, and now the game is showing itself to be bad, just like the critics were saying. And now look, where y'all at? It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. You guys are saying that it played just like what they say, what's that game that they talk about? I know one of them is Kakarot, and you can literally see that it has a mechanic like Kakarot, bruh. Dragon Ball the Breakers, you can see literally they literally have a Dragon Ball the Breakers mechanic in the game. No, we're not saying that it plays just like Dragon Ball the Breakers. We're saying that it has a mechanic from Dragon Ball the Breakers in it. We're not saying that it played completely like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We're saying that it has elements of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot in the game, bruh. Wow. Wow. You can't criticize nothing without people trying to dogpile you, saying that you can't do something because the game hasn't fully released yet. It make no sense, bro. Y'all getting on my nerves with that, bro. Y'all getting on my nerves with that. Do you not realize that your logic is skewed, right? Your logic is skewed. The game hasn't come out yet. You're saying that the game is good, but it hasn't come out yet. So why do you get to say that and you haven't even played the full game? So when we like, okay, they can say the game is good and it hasn't come out yet. All right, well, these are things that we don't like that's in the game and it hasn't come out yet. Oh, well, you can't say that. Nah, the game, you ain't even played the full game yet. You only judging it off a demo. You only seeing a demo. You can't say that. You can't do that, bruh.
What the fuck, man?
But you're saying it's good and you only saw a demo. You hadn't played the game yet either.
See the type? That's what I'm saying. The nigga's contradicting himself, you fucking bitch.
That's how stupid the arguments are with these people, bruh. They did this same thing with Sparking Zero, and now they're doing the same, bro. They doing this again with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, bruh. It makes no sense, bruh. It makes no sense why they're doing this. And honestly, I just wish they would snap out of the Genjutsu, bruh. Like, first of all, they just confirmed CACs. So why not show us what we could do with our creative character? Why not do that? Why not show us some player versus player gameplay? Why not do that? You wanted to give us a parallel quest. I used to stream Xenoverse 2, and one of the modes that I did not enjoy doing were parallel quests. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The only reason I would play a parallel quest was to farm Dragon Balls. That was it. I only wanted to do the parallel quest to only farm the Dragon Balls. That's it, that's all. Or Super Souls, new moves, you know what I'm saying? That's it. And then on top of that, to get the Dragon Balls, I think you had to farm Dragon Balls, you had to do that Frieza mission over and over and over again. Like, what? I think that a lot of y'all put too much faith in Bandai, and you guys are not looking at what they just did. You guys clearly saw that Sparking Zero it had came out, it was buggy, all kinds of issues, needed patches, everything. Came out half-baked. Y'all saw this happen to your game. And then here it is, 2 years the game been in session, and it's doing less than Xenoverse 2 numbers. But where are y'all at? Who glazed the game? Why is the community shrinking? Why is the community shrank so far, so much? Y'all aren't even talking about it anymore. Half of you dudes doing all this defending for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 are the same people who said this stuff. Oh, you're just a hater, you're just a hater. When they were criticizing Sparking Zero, you guys are the same dudes who was doing this same thing, and now you don't even play Sparking Zero no more. You don't even play Sparking Zero. You dropped the game. So I don't know, man. Y'all don't make no sense. Y'all always want to minimize us as, oh, they're just haters. Don't worry about them. The game is really, really good. But when you look at the demo and you see the strings on the hoodie sticking out like that, like praying mantis arms, you see them sticking out like praying mantis arms, and you say we can't criticize that? They put it out there. They put that there to be criticized. When you go outside in everyday life, you are subject to be criticized based on just your appearance alone. People, snap out of it, bruh. You go outside every day and you are criticized based on your appearance in itself, bruh. As content creators, you are criticized for what you say, period. You know what I'm saying? You are criticized for, if you are glazing the game, you are being criticized too. Just like us critics, people who criticize the game, we're being criticized as well. So it's you guys act like you aren't being criticized like us. There's just like you think we are haters, we think you're glazers. It makes no sense. You're beating a dead horse making these videos. Oh, well, you guys haven't played the game yet and you're already saying hateful stuff about the game. You haven't played the game yet, so you're criticizing. It hasn't even come out yet. And the person who you're calling a hater is also saying that you haven't played the game yet, and the game hasn't come out yet, and you're saying it's already good, and the game hasn't even been fully made. So you look stupid saying that, bro. You look dumb. You think you're being smart or intellectually smart when you say that, but you don't make no sense, because the same argument is being used back at you. The people who you're calling haters are calling you glazers. You're saying it's good before it come out. We're saying it's bad before it come out. What difference difference does it make? When I say weird, I'm not saying me. I actually reviewed the demo and I didn't say I didn't like Xenoverse 3 flat out. I just said that there are things in the game that I just don't like. Certain mechanics in the game that I don't like. I never said I wouldn't buy the game. You know what I'm saying? Just like Sparking Zero, I was criticizing the game and I bought the game. Just because we criticize the game don't mean we ain't gonna buy it. Critics are only criticizing because they want to see the game do good. They're only criticizing it because they want to see the game succeed. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing the fact that there aren't people out there just hopping on the hate train to garner views and likes. I'm not dismissing that. But what I am saying is that majority of us actually care about the franchise. We actually want to see the game do good. I want to actually add it to my collection. Sparking Zero, I criticized the game. It didn't do good. I just added it to my collection. And I was like, well, I knew this was gonna happen, but hey, added it to my collection. I still have it installed. Somebody say, oh, you're a hypocrite because you're criticizing the game, but you're still gonna buy it. If you buy the game after you criticize the game, how do you define that as hypocrisy? Because you criticize the game and you still buy it. How is that hypocrisy? Oh, because the person said they don't like that it has Kakarot mechanics in the game, or because the person said that it has a Dragon Ball the Breakers mechanic in the game and they still buy the game, that makes them a hypocrite? No, that does not. That doesn't make them a hypocrite because they still buy the game because they said that they didn't like certain mechanics in the game that they saw in the demo. If you guys are going on with that, that makes no sense and you should not be saying that. Hypocrisy is saying, I'm not gonna buy the game and then buy the game. That's hypocrisy. If a person say, I am not going to buy Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and then they turn around and you see them streaming it and they done bought the game, that's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is not defined as, oh, I don't like this mechanic, I don't like that mechanic, I don't like that mechanic. They need to fix that. I don't like that. They never said that they wouldn't buy the game. They just said that they don't like certain things that they saw in the showcase. That's not hypocrisy. So I say all that to say, man, I don't want this video to go too long. That's my spill, man. I just personally don't understand why people are trying to police what other creators are saying about what they saw on display. If you put it out there in the open to be criticized, then it's going to be criticized. Businesses like criticism because it helps them to determine what they can do to mitigate the criticism. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Criticism helps the community. Criticism helps the society. Criticism is something that businesses like to see. That's why businesses do surveys. That's why businesses ask people to, you know what I'm saying? If they have any type of complaints about something, they leave their contact information for people to submit information to them that they have problems with. That's why they have things called report a problem features and stuff like that. That's why they do this stuff, bro. It's not to hate, bro. It's not always to hate. That's just y'all way of trying to silence people or police what people say. You're trying to push this idea on these people that they're haters because they don't like something they see. They just simply don't like something they see. But you guys are dogpiling these people, calling them haters as a means to silence them from giving the critiques on something that you're happy about seeing, the mechanics you're happy about seeing or what you visually see. Nobody should have to like what you like. If the people who are criticizing the game said what you liked, then you wouldn't even be complaining about them. You want to know why you wouldn't be complaining about them? They're saying what you want to hear. And that's the thing. Y'all don't like people who have a difference in opinion. And that is a problem in this community, this sphere, Dragon Ball in general. You even got people who will say, just because you criticize some content that Akira Toriyama made, that you disrespecting Akira Toriyama. If you criticize some content, that's not personally disrespecting Akira Toriyama. I don't know why people keep doing that, bro. But that's also narcissism, to try to police what you say. They gotta conjure up that you're making a personal attack on the creator all because you criticize something that was made. Or I'll even go as far as to say that Toei and Shueisha tagged the creator's name too. Y'all just, bro, y'all literally do anything, bro. I didn't expect this video to be perfect or nothing like that. I just wanted to give my spiel. I just feel like a lot of the angles and stuff that people are taking, it's really, really disingenuous. And I just feel like personally, y'all need to stop trying to police what people say, and y'all need to understand that negative criticism and positive criticism is needed in the community, period. There's no right or wrong to the situation at all. There's no right or wrong, bruh. Everything is down the middle. What if all of y'all who said it's good and the game turned out bad? Then what? That's what happened with Sparking Zero. Y'all was doing this same thing. We just went through the same episode. We just already went through this. So now we're repeating it again, and I swear it's like watch, rinse, repeat. We just did this with Sparking Zero, and now we're doing it with Xenoverse 3. And here it is. I'm telling y'all, watch what's gonna happen. They gonna all the people who are sitting there saying, oh, you're haters of the game, they gonna come out when the game do bad. If the game flops and the game do bad, You ain't gonna hear nothing. You gonna hear silence. Shh. They gonna be over there quiet.
What the fuck, boy? Nigga, bruh.
You ain't gonna see nothing on their channel calling you a hater no more, nothing. They gonna be quiet. You know what I'm saying? All the talking points that all the critics were saying, they gonna start dishing out the same talking points. Watch. I'm telling y'all, man. Other than that, man, speaking of boy Black Sasuke, man, back at y'all with just a little basic video, man. Nothing too special, bruh. I don't get it, bruh. The game hasn't come out yet, but you're saying it's really good. It's real good. You're saying that the game is really good. The game hasn't come out yet.
Stupid.
But people are saying that the game is going to be bad, or they have negative criticisms of the game, and the game hasn't come out yet. So what makes y'all any different? What makes y'all alike is that the game hasn't come out yet. The game hasn't come out yet. So how can you tell me that the game is going to be a good game and the game hasn't come out yet? That's all I got for y'all. And Black Sasuke out, bro.
Same trailer a couple minutes, bro. You feel me? The base. And then they just showed a bug in the game right there. The nigga tried to throw him up, it didn't even work, bro.
What the fuck, man?
And I'm gonna do
You don't know. Now the tracking look crazy.
Here. I got nobody.
Oh no.
Again.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Based on the race of their choice, granting bonuses and power for a limited time. And when it's all said and done, the last thing to do is celebrate.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I see your lips moving, but there's a delay. Takes a long time for the sound to get this far.
私の切っ先は